Marcy Sports Talk, real quick line video. It don't look like Davante Adams is going to play Monday night. And let's talk about that. And also let's talk about Matthew Stafford parody video that's out there. A lot of people asked my opinion on it and what I thought about it, man. So Davante, he not playing. He probably not gonna play this weekend. Said there's no timetable for his return. I can't remember. I think he's dealing with like a hamstring or some stuff like that. And it does change the expectations. And I'm gonna show you how this kind of video correlates. It does change the expectations for the Lions, man. This turns into a must-win. You know, I know people say, well, you see what happened to the Dallas Cowboys at home. You know, but at the end of the day, I think it's different. We had success versus the Packers the last 2 years. Davante Adams is a great receiver. Definitely think he's a top 10 receiver. But I really think he Green Bay only weapon. You know, Scantling, he ain't proven yet. Allison is a good receiver as well, and Scantling. But they ain't really proven yet, and nobody really comfortable in Matt LaFleur offense. You know what I'm saying? And at one point when you play Green Bay, it was Nelson, you know, Cobb or Donald Driver and Jennings and Jermichael Finley or Martellus Bennett. It was multiple problems out there, and really, who do you really have to stop? Aaron Rodgers ain't the same quarterback that he once was, especially in Matt LaFleur's system. I don't think they're truly comfortable. And one thing they don't have is all the weapons they used to have. I think the line is still solid and stuff, but Adams is so much a huge part of what they do now, man. Without Nelson and without Cobb and without, you know, a threat, Jimmy Graham ain't really no threat at the tight end. But versus the Lions, you just never know who can show up and have a big game. They've been defending the tight end a lot better, you know, over the, you know, Matt Patricia's tenure than when they had, you know, Terrell Austin and you know early on last year. They had some issues, but the Packers don't have as much talent they used to have offensively at the skill positions, man. But I do think Adams is huge being out, and it's huge because now the expectations with him probably not playing is the Lions must win this game. Green Bay is at a huge disadvantage with this kid not playing. Top 10 receiver. No other receiver is probably top 20, top 30 on this team. Jimmy Graham is a shell of himself. He's just a name. He broken down, or he was just a system player when it came to the New Orleans Saints. So really, you honing in on stopping Aaron Jones and making sure Aaron Rodgers don't beat you with his legs, which he don't seem to have the legs that he once had. You know, and maybe that might be a little gunshot mentality from getting injured or getting hit. But Adams not playing. If he don't play for show, it makes this 100% must win for Detroit Lions, man. It's just no way around it. They got to win this game, and I think winning this game, it don't mean as much as it would if Davante was playing, because people say the Packers not at full strength, but this win can show that this franchise is turning the corner. Now you playing Green Bay, coming off a huge win without Davante versus Dallas, but now you playing Green Bay when it means something. You can take the lead in the division. You beating the team that's on top of the division. We done swept the division. It didn't mean nothing. We didn't make the playoffs. Now, your first division game this year, this is a must-win to show that we not only turning the corner here, but to show that you real contenders, you know, in the NFC, because NFC wide open, NFL wide open. And I said this on my live show on my other channel. You check our NFL live playlist over there. It's called Goodfellas Sports TV. I said it's the New Orleans Saints with Drew Brees, and then it's everybody else. New Orleans is the best team in football to me. Special team solid, offense really good, defense really good. Only problem with New Orleans is that no Mark Ingram to run the ball in between the tackles. That's it. I'm not sure Latavius Murray can really handle that load. But it's a must win. But to talk about the Matthew Stafford parody video, I laugh. I think my boy Corey Blue sent it to me on Twitter, and I laughed. And Kerryon Johnson got mad. You know, Stafford's nonchalant. He don't get bothered by that. And it was like a Joker parody video by like Bleacher Report, and I'll link it in the description. And it made fun of Stafford having meaningless numbers and people not recognizing Stafford because he played in the city of Detroit. And pretty much just saying Stafford was Pat Stafford, padding his stats, and he was irrelevant and had Kirk Cousins and Trubisky. Funny enough, neither one of them better than Stafford, and Aaron Rodgers making fun of him and, you know, saying that people don't notice him. And it's right, playing in Detroit, Barry was just a phenomenon, so people paid attention, and the team was fairly decent around him. Herman Moore, Brett Petaway, Eric Kramer when they had him. They was winning some ball games at that point in time, you know, but Calvin Johnson just was part of on 16, and, you know, he played a receiver. He didn't touch the ball as much as Barry did, but it's hard to get noticed in Detroit. And one thing I said I give credit for Stafford was for surviving. No way would I thought Stafford survived for 11 years under the duress he's been under. And I'm not talking about on the field per se. I mean, Mayhew had some terrible drafts. It's a handful of good picks he made. He missed so many times in the second round. He missed on so many first round draft picks. You know, Backus, Raiola playing offensive line sucked. Stafford getting killed. Stafford has really rose above it, and he deserved a Super Bowl in Detroit. Stafford deserved a Super Bowl as much as the city of Detroit deserves a Super Bowl after all the BS he put up here with all the shitty general managers. And like I said, I always say, what Chris Carter said, it's a system league. You'll get marginalized if you ain't in the right system. And Matthew Stafford, like I said, he talented. And people say, you're a Stafford basher. You're a Stafford basher. I just keep it real. I said it and I say it again. It takes a transcending player to rise above all the Detroit Lions shortcomings. And like I said in my other video the other day, Bob Quinn represented the end of the Matt Millen era because Mayhew and Lewan was with Matt Millen. People forget that. They was Matt Millen people. You know, and they got a promotion after on 16 to show you how incompetent the Fords are. But the video, if it's making Kerryon Johnson mad, it makes Stafford mad, it make Patricia mad, it make Marvin Jones mad, it make Jared Davis mad. It's supposed to make them mad. It's supposed to make the city of Detroit mad. I laughed at the shit because the shit was funny. Behind every joke is a lot of truth, you know. I laughed at it because it was funny to me. But it was kind of true to a certain extent. But let it motivate them. Let it motivate Kerryon Johnson to run harder and to play better. Let it motivate Jared Davis. Let it motivate, you know, Quadre, Darius Slay. They should want to do this for Matthew Stafford. He one of the longest tenured Lions there. They should want to do it for Barry Sanders. They should want to do it for the Calvin Johnsons, the Herman Moores, the Brett Petaways. They should want to do it to lift the Lions out of this abyss where nationally we laughed at because our ownership ain't put the right people in place. Because they want to talk about, oh, KD rings don't mean as much as LeBron this ring or Dirk ring. If Matthew Stafford win a ring with the Lions, everything he's been to, it's worth more than Pittsburgh, Dallas. It's more than any other ring worth combined. All the Super Bowls playing, what they play, 55, 56 Super Bowls, whatever it is. One Super Bowl ring of Detroit Lions for the Detroit Lions from Matthew Stafford is worth 1,000 rings. That's the most meaningful ring because the refs don't want you to win. The media don't want you to win. They don't care about Detroit. I think Isaiah Thomas got the most meaningful ring in NBA history. You know what I'm saying? You know, they act like it never happened in 2 rings, but he the only one that beat Bird, Magic, and Jordan to win the ring. It's the most meaningful ring, and he was a small guy. He was a point guard. It wasn't Hakeem. It wasn't Ralph Sampson. You know, it wasn't Ewing. It wasn't Shaq. It wasn't Robinson. You know, obviously Shaq came later. It wasn't, Vlade, Eldon. It wasn't, Chris Webber. It wasn't Bird. It wasn't a big guy. It was a big guys league. Believe it or not, centers ruled the league. It wasn't a guard league. And I believe Isaiah Thomas 2 rings mean more than any other ring because they didn't want Detroit to win. They did everything, flagrants, and he should have had 3 rings. That Phantom call on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. His path of difficulty. If he was talking about LeBron, come on, man. See, Larry, Magic, Jordan. They had to go through Bernard King, Dominique Wilkins. I mean, shit. They played Terry Porter and Clyde. And Matthew Stafford get 1 ring in Detroit. It's worth 1,000 Super Bowl rings. It's worth more than... He should just get a Hall of Fame jacket right then and there. He makes him a first ballot Hall of Famer. Everything he went through, excuse my back. The bad draft picks, the bad management, the bad coaching, the horrible offensive line play, getting injured his first 2 years here. And my net thing was that I feel Stafford had aged bad for the job. That was my whole argument. People say, you bet on Stafford. I just said they need something new. They need somebody that's fresh and hasn't been tarnished by the Matt Millen, Mayu, Lewan era. You know what I'm saying? And that's a fact. Matt LaFleur seemed to think Stafford is elite. Carson Palmer think he one of the most talented guys not named Rodgers and Mahomes. And I can agree with that, but the Detroit Lions organization will turn the talent into something terrible, something nasty. They will age it like bananas. It's not that Stafford can't play. The organization has damaged him. But for him still to be here, he's a champion in my mind. For him still be well and alive and functionable and know his ABCs and know where he live at and know his color still. Come on, think about it. Barry Sanders, retired. Abruptly. Calvin, the same thing. A lot of people don't survive this shit in Detroit, man. And Stafford, I don't know what keep him going. I think he built different. Rich kid from Highland Park, Texas, whatever it is, he built different. Either he loved the money so much or he loved the game so much. But I don't think money is an issue for him. I think he actually loved the game that much to still be here. But the parody should motivate the Kerryon Johnsons of the world. The parody video should motivate the Lions to want to win. If the Lions don't want to win for shit else, a playoff check, a Super Bowl check, if they don't want to win for Patricia and run through a wall for Patricia, each one of them guys should want to win for Matthew Stafford. He's been through the most shit on this team. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just my thought on the parody video. I thought it was funny. It's a truth in every joke, they say. But appreciate it. Love and support to everybody out there. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you got business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Keep sharing the videos. Check them on the channel, Goodfellas Sports TV, for more music, sports, entertainment, and much, much more. Y'all know what the business is. One time for the one time. Mercy Sports Talk, we on.